So a huge question a lot of women have, or I guess a huge problem that they have, is that maybe they've started a workout routine, or maybe they've been exercising for a while. Maybe they're doing squats, whether they're heavy squats or they're doing lunges or they're doing maybe just the body weight ones. They will talk about how it is nearly impossible to grow their glutes and grow a bigger butt. And most people think, well, I want to shrink my butt. I have, too much butt. What most people want to shrink is the fat off their butt. They don't want to shrink the muscle on their butt. So I'm talking about building up muscle in your butt. Of course, you need to shed fat off of it. But in general, you're at a good size or a good body fat percentage, but you want a bigger butt, a more muscle in that area. Glutes are the hardest area to build muscle in my opinion. They require specific type of training in order for them to actually grow bigger, for the muscle to grow bigger. Now, like I said, it's easy to put fat on your butt and it'll just get huge, but if you want a bubble, tight, toned, curvaceous butt that is more muscle than fat, that is very difficult. And a lot of women would try to figure out, like, why is my butt still flat? Like, why is my butt flat? Or why won't my butt grow? These are some of the top reasons why I think most women's butts stay flat or they won't grow. The number one thing I see, or one of the things I see, is they don't add weight to their butt exercises. I will see all these challenges, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and it'll be like these challenges, like a 30-day challenge for doing 100 squats a day or 200 squats a day or 300 lunges a day or butt kicks or whatever it may be. Women will get on these things and do them and get super excited. And a lot of times the women who are, I guess, demonstrating this, in my opinion, don't have the greatest butts in the world. But I guess, yeah, I'm not talking bad about anybody because, I'm not the greatest at anything, or I don't have the greatest butt in the world. But I will say, well, like, why would I follow this? And I don't really see their butt looking that great. And so that's one of the problems. But the real problem with it is that they all are based on body weight. Your glutes are not going to grow through body weight exercises. Now, a lot of people say, well, I felt a real burn when I did this. Well, that's just lactic acid release. That is building up. A lot of times those body weight exercises are building resistance, or they're more cardio based. So help maybe burn fat, but they're not going to actually build that muscle up. If anything, it can eat away the muscle and make the muscle smaller, believe it or not. So a lot of women think that doing these challenges without any weight added to the routine, and I mean heavy weight, not just little 25 or 15 pound or 30 pound weight, I mean heavy weight. They'll think that those things alone are enough to build their glutes, and it absolutely is not. You need heavy weight in order to grow your glutes. So a good way to change those challenges are to add heavy weights, and I mean above 50 pounds, if not more than 100 pounds, into that routine in order to get those glutes to grow. So the next way I think that I see women's butts stay flat, or the reason why a butt will stay flat and not grow muscle, is because they're not doing glute-specific exercises. A lot of times squats, even ATG, meaning squatting to the ground, doing lunges, doing a lot of the exercises that are known to, say, build a great butt, they actually do not activate your butt enough. They're more leg dominant. So what does that mean? That means there are compound movements where the majority of the load is going to be on your legs, and particularly your quads. So what will happen is, say you're doing heavy weight, or say you're not doing heavy weight, but let's just say you're doing heavy weight, which is the right way to do it. You will see your quads grow, and you will become quad dominant or quadzilla, and you say, well, I hate working out or building or using weights because my legs get so big. Well, what you're seeing is that your quads are getting humongous. but your glutes aren't really growing. And in relative to your quads, your glutes aren't growing as much. So then the quad is coming out, but the glutes are maybe just a little inching their way. And so, or not even inching, the centimeter, millimeter their way out. And so that's the problem. In order for glutes to grow, they must be worked in isolation. Whether you're doing glute bridges or bench bridges, you're doing, or barbell bridges, you're doing hip thrusts, you're doing glute kickbacks with weight, you're doing reverse hypers. All of these types of things will help isolate the glutes, so the glute is taking most of the load and your legs aren't. If you want to see a bigger butt, you got to stop growing your legs. Your legs cannot, if your legs outgrow your glutes, even if your glutes get bigger, your legs will continue to grow and they will dominate, and the glute growth won't look as significant. So that is a key that I see why a woman's butt will stay looking flat, or you won't see muscle growth in that area. Another reason why I see, I think women keep their butts stay flat despite doing exercises for their glutes or for their butt, is that they don't work them often enough. There's a guy named Bret Contreras. He's known as the glute guy. Basically, he has studied in school. I think he has a PhD in studying glutes. And he basically talks about working your glutes as often as possible, even every day. I know somebody's just like, every day? I couldn't do that. Yes, every day your glutes should be worked. If not, minimum 5 days a week that your glutes should be worked if you're trying to grow them bigger. You also need to focus on, when you're doing the glute exercises, that doesn't mean like your whole routine has to be just glutes. It means maybe you cap off your workout with a glute specific isometric exercise. And then on top of that, maybe have 2 to 3 days a week that are just glute building, where every exercise is focused on your glutes. So then maybe you have a day where you're just doing upper body, or you're doing, abs, something like that, that you still add a glute exercise to those days as well. And then this is just during the phase where you're trying to grow your glutes bigger. You don't have to do this forever, but you want to go through cycles of this in order to maintain, in order to grow your glutes and then maintain them. So you got to work your glutes often. And I see that's a big problem of why a butt will stay flat. And then the last reason, which is not going to be so obvious to most women, is that they don't eat enough. Yeah. Most women embark on fitness or exercise trying to lose weight. You want to cut fat off of your body. And so you reduce your calories. Well, you cannot remove fat from your body while at the same time building muscle. Here's why. Cutting fat requires a deficit of calories, meaning the number of calories you need in a day in order to continue your activity, that match your activity. You need to eat at a deficit of that in order to shrink the fat off your body. In order to grow a muscle, you must eat at a surplus, meaning you eat more calories than your body needs so that your muscles can be fed. Muscles need to be fed, just like a baby, just like a plant, just like whatever. Anything that needs to grow, it needs food. So if you're taking food away from it, it's not going to grow. It's going to shrink. So I just came off of a bulk, meaning I ate 3,000 plus calories a day. And right now, just this week, I started cutting, meaning I'm going to go on a 12-week fat loss transformation where I'm going to cut the fat and reveal the muscle that I built up over the past few months while eating 3,000 calories a day. And particularly, I focused on my glutes during that bulk so that I can grow, or my butt, so I can grow it bigger and have a more muscle back there, not just bigger, but more muscle back there. So in order for you to do that, you're going to have to eat at a surplus if you want to see significant gains. Now, sure, can you try to build muscle while losing fat? You can try that, but you're not going to see, your progress is going to be very slow, and you're not going to see significant growth. In fact, I think it'll be more frustrating. So let's just say you have a lot of body fat, you're over 20% body fat, or as a woman, and you want to get that fat off. My suggestion would be to get your body fat as low as possible and then go on a bulk. meaning go on a calorie surplus so that you could then build up the muscle in that area. And I know that's counterintuitive to a lot of women. It's just like, why in the world would I eat more calories to gain more weight? Well, if you're at a low percent body fat, like I said before, I was 9% body fat. So I was in a place where I could eat more in order to grow bigger muscles. So even at 9%, when I was at 9% body fat, I could afford to add those extra calories. And no, you don't need to be 9% body fat. I would say anything below 20%, ideally 17% body fat will be ideal to do somewhat of a bulk so that you can grow your muscle in that area. So yeah, those are the reasons why I think most women's butts stay flat. It's, a lot of the things we do are counterintuitive to growing that muscle. And so try these things out. Comment below. Let me know what you think about these things. Let me know if you tried any of this or this kind of like blew your mind, like that you're supposed to be doing these things in order to grow a bigger butt. And let me know what you think. And as always, like this video. Please subscribe. And I'm going to keep bringing more videos. I'm going to be filming them daily right now. And then at some point, as I build up a library of videos, I'm going to just do them in intervals each week, maybe, twice a week on this channel. I'm adding some more channels as well. So, again, thanks for watching, and click below. Check out my other videos. Don't click off my channel yet. Check out the other ones and see. I'm sure there's something else that you'll love to see and will help you in your fitness journey. Thanks.